Our top focus remains the AgustaWestland helicopter deal. The government's own fact sheet adding several new twists to this probe. It categorically states at one point that the tender was finalized in 2005, which is when President Pranab Mukherjee was the defense minister, when SP Tyagi was the chief of the Air Force, BV Wanchoo was the Special Protection Group's chief, and MK Narayanan was a national security advisor. Shivraj Patil was the home minister. Now the question is whether the CBI is going to be looking to question the president, the three governors, all of whom enjoy constitutional immunity. Now, apart from the president, the other two decision makers continue, of course, to enjoy high office. The SPG chief at the time, Bharat Wanchoo, is now governor of Goa. MK Narayanan is now governor of West Bengal, and by virtue of that status enjoy immunity under the constitution. So where does that leave the investigation? Surya Gangadharan has more.
I think the problem with cases like this is that it's very difficult to pinpoint any one or group of individuals who are responsible for the procurement. The fact is the procurement bureaucracy is many layered. There are many people involved. There are committees, there are panels, there are bureaucrats at various levels, and the A chief is only one of them. There's the NSA, of course, there's the SPG and the Home Ministry representatives. So in this case, it's very difficult to say that this one individual or a group of individuals was responsible. Also, it spanned two administrations, the NDA and the UPA. I think that's where the problem really lies.
Well, CNN Ivan also spoke to constitutional expert Prashant Bhushan over what action could be taken by the CBI if they want to probe the three. He said they of course have immunity but can definitely be questioned. Listen in.
He can't be prosecuted while he's in office, but he can certainly be questioned, and the whole matter can certainly be investigated. Now, the same thing happened in that Scorpion submarine deal also, where Abhishek Verma was the middleman and Mr. Pranab Mukherjee was the defense minister when that deal took place. If the government is serious about the investigation, they must send their people there. They must actively seek information from the Italian, from the Swiss, from the Mauritius authorities, etc. But the problem today is that when such important and powerful functionaries are involved in these deals, all agencies which are controlled by the government do nothing, and that is why this whole Lokpal issue had come up.
CNIBN's Pallavi Ghosh speaking to the Congress's Sandeep Dixit for more on what the government's position is.
The government has come out with a detailed fact sheet on the Augusta-Wetland deal, but the opposition certainly doesn't seem to be silent. We have Sandeep Dixit with us. Sandeep, I know the government's detailed fact sheet does make reference to the Brijesh Mishra times, but it also talks about the fact that Pranab Mukherjee was a defense minister, and many of those, for example, Wanchoo is a governor now. So what is the position? Can they be investigated? Because that's exactly what the opposition is also asking.
Ma'am, it's very clear. There's what the government fact sheet last evening mentioned is that there were some changes in the original, what's it called, a tender system. I don't know what the technical word is as to what kind of helicopter India should acquire. I think Mr. Brijesh Mishra at that time held some meeting in which they decided that you need to be a little more liberal with the standards that have been set in so that more companies can apply. And he wrote to the Ministry of Air Force, to the Air Force. I think the reason why government gave this is that the opposition was in the last 5-7 days deliberately trying to politicize the whole issue to show that tenders were tweaked and certain companies were favoured. So all that the government wished to say is that in fact whatever tweaking was done during the regime of the NDA, and that, I mean, Mr. Mishra and others obviously must have had certain reasons why they suggested certain things, just as Mr. Jaswant Sinha yesterday has echoed. And all that the UPA government did when it came to power is that it continued with the suggestions of the then PMO and made that a part of the tendering system. So it's very clear that, in case you say that the tweaking of the system itself to be blamed, then obviously it falls on the lap of the NDA government. And I think the BJP, when they jumped onto this bandwagon and tried to make political capital out of the Augusta-Wetland deal,